Hey, what's up? So if you're watching this video currently, it means you're on the page for the TOCAL, the One Client Away workshop, and you are considering if this is for you or if you should purchase it. So what I'm actually going to do is spend the next few minutes to actually explain everything to you, and you make a decision if it's worth it for you and the rest of that. Okay. So first, so first of all, if you're wondering why the video is in this format, it's basically because I had to record like on my screen with my laptop, like kind of like a webinar to give you a full presentation. First time the audio didn't come through. Second time the audio didn't also come through. So kind of feel like it's the problem with the headset I had to use. So I don't know if it's that, but basically I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I can't even record the second one. So for those of you who have actually been really interested in getting this, or maybe you've just seen it on my status and you're actually interested in getting into the workshop, then here's what you need to know. So first of all, introduction. So the what is the One Client Away workshop? So basically, the One Client Away workshop is a workshop that helps you get that one client that will change your life. Now, what do I mean by one client that will change your life? I don't mean the client is going to pay you like $1 million or stuff like that, but basically getting that one ideal client that will pay you a lot of money. Talking about like $2,000 upwards here, at minimum $1,000, and change the trajectory of your thinking and how you see the freelance business or how you see the freelance space, right? Because right now there are too many people actually working for below $1,000, and that's not really going to get you the life you actually want and the life you actually deserve. So if you want to learn how you can do that, and that's what's one of the reasons why I'm actually putting the One Client Away workshop. So what it's going to, some of the few things you're going to see is stuff like like painting your ideal clients, having your ideal niche, crafting everything to suit your ideal niche, your irresistible offers, your pitch, your messaging templates, and the rest of that. Every one of those things would be crafted to your ideal niche. That's one of the things you're going to. Yes, those are some of the things you're actually going to get in the One Client Away offer. So back to explaining what it's also about. So when you get that one client, your whole pricing strategy changes, the way you execute changes, and the rest of that. So this is stuff that is actually really going to be useful to you, even if you're a beginner or a newbie. Now, who is this class for? If you're a beginner or a newbie, it works both ways. But here is the thing: I'm going to be focusing more on people who have already started. So if you're a beginner, you're going to have to go through the lessons for beginners first. Then you join us up on focusing on the lessons for people who have already started. The main idea of this is, like I told you, is to get that one client away, get them, know how to get those types of clients consistently, and not even getting many of them. It's at most two on retain are paying you at least $2,000 per month, $5,000 per month, and the rest of that. That way, you're able to elevate and move forward faster than most people would actually achieve, right? So that's the purpose of the One Client Away this thing. So after the introduction, the next question should be, why am I doing this, right? But the reason I'm doing this is simple. So you probably already know my story, but earlier when I started out, I was actually living in a mud house. Like I had to start with just my Infinix phone, an Infinix Hot 5 as of then. That's where I started from and had to get to this level. So it's never been easy. And at some point, I wouldn't almost give up and the rest of that, but that's a long story. But let me just show you the living conditions I had. Let me see if I can actually pull that up from my laptop over here to show it to you. So that would be let me just use the search function. All right, so let's see what we can get here. All right, it's okay. All right.
Okay,
Over the
guys.
camera here, you
So
can actually see what I'm talking about.
I'm just recording this video because currently, as you can see, this place is a mess, man. Yeah, this is where I currently live. It's actually a mud house, actually. It's a mud house. So just want to take pictures of it. Like I could make it better with the little money I have currently, but I decided not to make it better because I am so sick of this place and I'm determined that I'm going to move out of this place this year, 2019, as you can see. So I'm just recording this for myself and for the future when I move out of here this year, 2019. So that's it.
All right, so you probably just went through that, and you can see that that's actually where I started from with an Infinix phone. That the power button was not working. It was super stressful for me at that moment when I started freelancing like that, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. The main other reason why I'm doing it is because I see a lot of freelancers charging so little, like really little, and it's not, if you can't say you're working with foreign clients, working with people who pay you in USD, people from America, New Zealand, and the rest of that, and you are charging so low, makes no fucking sense. Okay, let me use swear word, but basically it makes no sense, right? Because what's now the use of you working with those type of clients if you can't live the lifestyle you want, right? Like take a look at me now. I'm actually in Dubai for vacation, and you can see, okay, this is the apartment I had to rent. This apartment cost me approximately 900,000 naira for 2 weeks. Like my house rent in Nigeria, say if it's not up to 900,000 naira, it's about 500,000 naira for a whole year. Now I'm paying 900,000 naira for 2 weeks for this, right? So you keep when you see kind of things, you can't start saying you want to purchase or live this type of life by working with clients who are paying you $50, $100, and the rest of that, right? You deserve to actually experience a lot of things, and I feel like Dubai is one of the best places you can experience it. So so when I first started, like I said, if you don't know my story, that's how I started out. I worked with Nigerian clients. They're paying me 10,000 naira to handle social media, post for them, sometimes reply messages across Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, right? So this was like way too much work for me. And at some point, I had a burnout and I couldn't to actually continue working for this client. So what I had to do was I had to re-strategize and plan, and I started working with foreign clients. And the first foreign client I worked with, I wrote 250 pages product description for the person, and the person paid me $1,000. I remember it vividly because when I exchanged it on World Remit then, or that's how I got my payments then, as of 2019, it came as 36,500 naira, right? So I was like, oh, more, see this exchange, like this guy just paid me for a job that took me about approximately 5 days to 1 week. I got paid more than what I got from my 3 clients who were paying me this thing, 10,000 naira per month to do way more work than that, right? I was like, this is actually how life is meant to be. Life not supposed to have all kind of things, and that's why I decided to actually continue going out and finding foreign clients to actually work with. So these are the kind of things that you want to learn and you want to actually leverage, right? So take a look at this. So fast forward from the mud house to where I am now, it's basically like from a mud house to the tallest building in the world. I've visited the Burj Khalifa, and let's just take a step outside so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Then we can continue with this class, okay? So, all right. So it's morning already in Dubai, but I think by the time I'm recording this video, right? So as you can see, this right. So it's pretty chill. It's pretty really chill that you would actually something that you actually want to take and be a part of. So moving on to the next phase. Okay, Abdul. So let me just get this up and we can move on to the next phase. All right, so the third reason is why you should be interested, all right? So one of the reasons you should be interested is the main reason you actually should be interested. I learned from someone who has done it and who has over 1,000 students who have actually achieved tangible results on this. So one of such results is going to be on the web page. So like I said, this would have been better as a presentation, but since the voice or the audio is not recording, then it's way better I actually do this as a video. So in the last, from 2019 to this, and I've made over $100,000 from freelancing, and it's something that you actually want to learn how you can actually utilize this yourself. And this is not by finding clients on Upwork. You have to use other platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, and the rest of that. These are where you find clients or businesses who are actually willing to pay you $1,000 and the rest of that. When they come on platforms like Upwork, I love to call them small pawns, because when a client posts those kind of jobs, other people are actually going to be competing on those kind of jobs with you. So it makes no sense that it makes no sense that if like depending on your skill level, right? So if you apply to it, let's say 5 other people are applying to it too, or 20 people, or even more than that, right? And if the job costs about $1,000, you're bidding with other people. So not saying that you won't get the jobs, definitely you will get jobs right there. But the main point is that it's going to be more of a struggle, and you're going to remain low ticket for a very long time, and that makes no sense. So I want to show you how you can get that one client that will actually turn around your freelancing game and show you at least, say, if it's too small, $2,000 a month, right? So that's something, at least with $2,000 a month, that's 1.2 million naira a month in Nigeria. You should be able to live a soft life. So moving forward from that, so if you're on the sales page, look around, you would see a lot of testimonials from my students. Just who have closed $10,000 gigs, $10,000 gigs, $5,000 gigs, $3,000 gigs, $1,000 gigs, and the rest of that. So that's something you actually want to use, utilize, and achieve for yourself. So move on to the next one. Let's talk about everything you get in the One Client Away workshop, right? So it's going to be a 3-day intensive class, and it's going to be started from June 12th. So the first thing you get is a session, and just to clarify this is not for everyone. Like I said, I'm only going to be taking a max of 50 people. So one of the first things you'll actually get is how to choose a niche. as a freelancer, right? So most freelancers, they struggle because they brand themselves as general. So basically, let's say I'm a graphic designer and I want to make the most money as a freelancer. I can't say I am a graphic designer for everyone. If they bring flyer, I do. If they bring flyer, I do. If they bring this thing, if they bring Instagram captions or images, I do the graphic design for those. It makes no sense that I actually that as a graphic designer, because you're not going to make the most money out of it. So what you actually want to do is you want to choose a niche, right? So a simple niche off the top of my head would be something like targeting YouTube content creators, right? So now you say you want to create thumbnails for this type of people. So when you brand yourself like that, you said you've researched the market, you know captivating thumbnails, and you know how you're going to actually design it that will get them more clicks on their videos. And when you do thumbnails like this, they can see a spike in their videos. When you say the person's getting 1,000 views, the person starts getting 10,000 views, and the rest of that. When it's like that, you can then get a YouTube creator who would keep you on a retainer for $1,000, $2,000, depending on how effective what you're doing for them really matters to them, right? So these are the kind of things you actually want to know how to do: the niche, the framing of your offer, and the rest of that. And these are the kind of things that will be walked through with you by me and some others. I'll teach you how to do in the One Client Away workshop. So the next thing you're going to get is a secret never before telling is the secret to creating compelling offers. Sorry, I'm quite distracted on this video, but basically, what you're going to learn here is how to create compelling offers. So it's one thing to have a niche. When you have a niche that you actually want to focus on as a freelancer, better if it's a results-based niche. The next thing you want to do is to know how to craft an offer, a compelling offer that will be specific to them. So I just went through a little bit of that with the whole analogy of a graphic designer working for YouTube content creators that need thumbnails done for them, like the image you see before you watch the video, right? So you get to learn how to create really, really good offers that actually resonates with them. So this way, when you actually send out cold emails, you send out cold DMs on LinkedIn and the rest of that, you're not at a lot of word for what to say. So you also know what it is you want to do. You know how to vet your clients and the rest of this process, right? You don't want to come and start talking for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, and you've not even pitched yourself, or you've not even made it known that, okay, this is how we're going to work together, or if this client is a good fit for both of you to work together. Doing stuff like that makes no sense, because you're just going to be delaying, you're just going to be wasting time chatting with people online or chatting with white folks online, and you are not seeing any results on that. So that's the next thing you learn. Now, after that, the next thing you're going to also learn is how to create a relevant portfolio in this. And most people think that, oh, I have to work with someone before I can create a portfolio, but that's not true. There are so many ways you can do it. But if you really want to do it, with working with someone, maybe you can choose to work for free, which is not my ideal thing, because most times when you work for free, people are always using you to play. So what you can do is you can create a mock-up portfolio. So I'm going to show you step by step how you can create a mock-up portfolio. Free websites where you can upload your mock-up portfolio so it's more presentable and the rest of that. This way, you are tackling most objections when you're reaching out to clients and the rest of that. And it's like I always say, it's better you say, hey, I can do XYZ for you. Here's what I've done. Than saying, hey, I can do XYZ for you. I have the skill. Hire me, right? So because it's basically show, not tell. That's the main thing you actually want to focus on. So if you can learn how you can do all of this, then you're already one step closer to getting clients who will be paying you nothing less than $2,000 per month. Now, the next thing you're going to learn is you're going to get is the calendar of implementation, right? Because it's one thing to get into a program and another thing to not know how to implement it and what order you should implement it and get the most results out of it. So stuff like this is actually what you're going to get from me when you get into the One Client Away workshop today and the rest of that. Now, how to fast track your progress as a freelancer and a few other things here, right? Remember, like I said, I'm a little bit distracted, so I'm not going to go up to here. But basically, you see everything on the sales page and the rest of that. This video is basically me having a one-on-one conversation with you on why you should actually do it and the rest of that. So these and a few other things you get. There are going to be a lot of bonuses. So you get a free high income skill too. Actually, you get my kick-ass copywriting course and content marketing course, right? So you're going to use any of this. If you don't have a skill, maybe you're a beginner, you want to join us, you don't have a skill, you're going to get all of this and the rest of that. So that'll be everything. Now this brings us to decision time. So like I said, you need to make a decision. So one of the first things you can actually do that you need to know before you make a decision is that I'm only going to be taking a max of 50 people for this. And at the time I'm recording this, I have over 5,000 people on my email list. I have about 2,000 people viewing my WhatsApp status. I have thousands of followers on Twitter. So one thing you want to know is that this offer is going to run out fast and really, really fast. And the reason why the offer is coming out late now is because I've been distracted. I've not really had time to focus on work since I've been in Dubai, right? So So basically, it's going to be available for only 50 people and at a certain price limit, right? So if you get it for the first 24 hours upon its release, you can get in at 10,000 naira. So I have about 10 people who are very latent. So basically, we have about 40 spaces left. So when you get it at that price, by the next, if you don't get it within today and the date and the next 24 hours of you watching this video, but by the way, if you're watching this like after the 24 hours of its release, it's probably at a different price, right? So now, if you don't get it within that time, the price is going to go 15,000 naira and it's going to consecutively increase by 5,000 naira every 4 days until June 12th, when the program is actually going to start. So if this sounds like something you would like to be, if this sounds like you want to start earning better, you want to learn how to scale up your freelance game and stop working with Nigerian clients who are going to be paying you 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira, at most 30 or 100,000 naira, and you want to work with clients in the first world economies, first world countries, where they can even just dish you out $1,000 gig, and it's not even a big deal. I want to call $1,000 gig a high ticket gig, right? It has to be like on $5,000 up. Or if you want to classify it as a high ticket gig, then what you want to do is you want to scroll down, click on the button below, and get into the program. So if you have any questions, I don't think you should drop them. Just drop them in the WhatsApp, and maybe I'll probably answer you and the rest of that. So see you inside.